everybody, it is Dietitian Zetlife here. Hello everybody, it's Dietitian Zetlife here.
And Dietitian Shelly.
So thank you for joining us today. We did talk about the ketogenic diet and weight loss in our previous video, but today we want to elaborate a bit more on that.
So in the previous video you talked about calories. So basically calories is like we would weigh your weight in kilograms. So calories is energy. So just to explain more about the energy, 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 kilojoules. So 1 gram of fat would give you 9 calories, 1 gram of carbohydrates gives you 4, and then 1 gram of protein also gives you 4. So just to put it more in perspective, this is 55 grams of chocolate. In this grams of chocolate, there's 255 calories. Just to compare, this plate is also equal to 255 calories. So where you would eat maybe 55 grams of chocolate, now you can eat 1 tomato, 15 grams of pecan nuts, and then 15 grams of biltong as well. So because energy in fats is more dense, it doesn't mean that you have to eat less fat because it's more energy dense. The fats, if you eat the correct kind of fats, that gives you increased energy and decreased inflammation is much better. So still focus on all the healthy fats.
And even if you look at the plate you just showed as well, thank you Michelle, I think like this plate for example, it has protein, so it supports your muscles and your immunity. Tomatoes have a lot of water, I mean that's the entire tomato, right? So it's high in vitamin C, and the pecan nuts fight inflammation. So all those benefits that you get from just that bowl of food, it's amazing. So that's very good to hear. Thank you for that. And I have to say it smells good, but we're not going to eat it, right? No. So we're not. Then one person asked on our Facebook comment, how much carbs are you supposed to eat when you eat low carb? So something that's very important on that is people are so different. So if you go back to our previous video where we discussed the calories, where we use the glass containers with the colored water, you'll see that everybody is so different. So we've done ketogenic diets for medical reasons for people with 100 grams of carbs per day, and they still go into ketosis because they do CrossFit, for example. But then, so age plays a role, your build, the type of exercise that you do, your daily physical activity. So there's so many things that you need to take into consideration. So what we do in our practice to make it a bit easier for us is we have very nice scales that tell us exactly how much people weigh and how much calories they need. So we call that your basal metabolic rate. So that's the calories, like Michelle explained, that you need just for your daily survival. So if you sit still on a chair all day long. So from that, we can use it to say, okay, you need this amount of protein to sustain your muscle. But remember, extra calories also gets converted into glucose in your body. We call that process gluconeogenesis. And then we see, okay, this amount of carbohydrates and this amount of fat. So that's how we do the meal plans. And then the other question was how to maintain a low carb lifestyle, which I feel is a challenging thing.
It's very difficult to maintain a specific kind of lifestyle, and you need to make this a lifestyle. It's not just a quick fix.
Definitely, I agree. Michelle and I, we usually tell people that if you want a quick fix, this is not the way to go, because if you always count on losing weight, your journey has an expiration date, because the day you've lost the weight you wanted to, it's over. You don't want to do it anymore. But if you really focus on having a quality of life, energy, sleeping better, fighting inflammation in your joints, then it's a lot easier. So maintaining it, I don't know, for me it's still a bit of a challenge, I feel sometimes, because I feel that carbohydrates can sometimes really pull you back in. And I'm talking as an ex-chocolate addict. I mean, I used to hide this from patients, and I always used to joke and say one day when I'm running my own practice, I'll hide donuts in the drawer. But when you start realizing how good you feel, you don't want to go back. But the moment you start increasing small quantities of carbohydrates, you do become more less for more carbohydrates. So what we usually recommend, somebody also asked like, how do you bring carbohydrates back if it irritates your gut? So if that's the carbohydrates you need to pick then. So don't focus on foods high in wheat and gluten if it irritates your gut. Go for stuff like butternut because it's high in vitamin A. It at least gives you more health benefits as well because of the vitamins. Carrots.
Sweet potato even.
Yeah, and that's with the skin. Potatoes, it's only potassium, and if you eat a lot of avos, I don't really feel like you need it. If you really want a potato, maybe drink it in vodka. No, I'm kidding. On your cheat days, don't do that. Alcohol, we shouldn't do too much either. So fine, first off, look at the carbohydrates you can tolerate. So butternut, gem squash is a good one as well. Corn, I've realized if you add frozen corn to a salad, it defrosts very easily, so you don't have to cook it or anything.
The same with peas as well.
Yeah, good tip. So stuff like that, you can increase your carbohydrate intake, but also find a balance. So start with, let's say you've reached your goal weight. Start with once a week. And then obviously you'll still lose a little bit of weight. Then you go to twice a week until you see a place where you maintain your weight. But if you feel like your cravings are coming back very strong, then you need to take a week's break and just lower the carbohydrate intake again. That's what I do as well, just to become sane again. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Michelle?
Just with the cravings as well. If you feel like something's sweet, we always recommend the avocado mousse to patients. So that's still a sweet option if you feel like something nice to have maybe once a week, and it's still low carb.
That's very true. And how you make it is you just add avocados to a blender, cacao and sweetener. So we do have a recipe in our booklets that we hand out to patients. But people, once again, differs a lot. So like when I gave it to my mom, she's like, why don't you add more cacao and sweetener? So if she makes a recipe, she'll add more. So it's just about tasting, and it freezes well. So you can even have it like ice cream. So remember, when you have cheat sweet meals, try and stick to the omega-3 fats like avocado. I know there's lots of other recipes on the internet as well. But the moment when you start moving away from the omega-3 fats and you start focusing more on the saturated fats, meaning animal fats, then it might lower the benefits like fighting inflammation from this type of lifestyle. Anything else? I think that is our wrap for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
And please share and like on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook.
And if you have any more questions, you are more than welcome to comment in the comment section. We love answering your questions. Have a good day. Bye.